I was left out and bullied at a young age, growing up in a foreign country where I didn't speak the language at all. If you've ever been bullied or left out, regardless of your age, and maybe if you've grown up in a foreign country as well and had to learn a new language in school as a child, then please keep on watching. Hey guys, it's Yui here. How's it going? I hope you're doing really well wherever you may be, and thank you for clicking on this video today. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my childhood experience and being bullied in school. So when I say bullied, I mean there's so many ways you could get bullied, and my experience wasn't like people, pushing me to the ground or anything of that sort. It was more being laughed at and talked about because I looked different and I couldn't speak the language. So I moved to Vancouver when I was, I believe, 6 years old with my family. And my family actually still live there, and it's like home to me now. But at the time, it was a brand new country. Everything was different, and I didn't speak the language, and neither did my family. And I started grade 1 in Vancouver, and I did all my schooling over there. And in the beginning, I literally knew how to say like hello and bye. That was about it, honestly. So the summer before I started grade 1, my mom would teach me phrases like thank you, or please, you're welcome. And the main one she taught me was, may I go to the bathroom, please? Because she wanted to make sure that I could ask to go to the bathroom. And it's interesting now because I'm more comfortable in English than I am in Japanese at this point in my life. But at the time, it wasn't easy. And what was harder is when you start grade 1, you're still learning to communicate. We're children, obviously, so it's hard for kids to be like, oh, that's a new girl, let's lend a helping hand. And I want to make it clear that some kids did that for me, and I'm going to make a separate video about that at a different point. But the majority don't really know how to treat you, and they also think you look really different, and it gets awkward real fast, like real fast. So for me, I spent a lot of time alone. My favorite time was during class because I had a seat and I'd get all these worksheets that I didn't understand. I didn't know how to do them. And I would try to look over at the person next to me to see what they were doing, just to give me an idea of what the heck I was supposed to do. And they would cover it up and they'd be like, ew. Or they'd cover it up and be like, ew, you're a copycat, stop copying. And I literally was told this by other kids so many times that I went home and I think I asked my mom what copycat was, because I'm like, isn't cat like an animal? What's copy? Are they calling me a cat? Do I look like a cat? Like, it was very confusing to me. And my poor mom had to probably, I have a vague memory of this because I was still quite young, but she like looked it up for me and she had to explain to me what that was and why kids were calling me that and why kids didn't like that. And that must have been hard on her because she knows that I'm only doing that because I don't know what the heck is going on at all. So when I think about that, it like, kids can be very cruel without meaning to, and also bullying can come at any age, under any circumstance, because unfortunately people do that sometimes for many different reasons. But that's my personal experience, and even while I was being called a copycat, I did not care, but it didn't bother me as much because at least, I had a place in the classroom and I just kind of go with the flow till the day was over. My least favorite time of the day was lunch and recess, because those were the 2 times I knew I would be alone. Because I didn't really have friends. And again, there were some really kind people that I'm going to talk about in a separate video, but generally it was a very lonely time for me, because even the people that were nice to me, they have other friends too, you know, like kids play with all kinds of different kids, and I think that's great. I didn't have a lot of people to turn to. So, you know, lunch and recess, like, it's not, I don't know, I don't think grade 1 or kids in grade 1 have cell phones nowadays, but I definitely didn't. There were no games, there were no cell phones, there's none of that. So I had to find ways to look busy and not feel alone during those times. So sometimes I would go pick rocks and pebbles that looked pretty, or I would go find a secret hiding spot that I thought was cool. I would go hide under the slide because the kids didn't really come around there, and I could just kind of sit there and listen to all the English around me and try and figure stuff out. So those were my places. But yeah, usually lunch and recess is a fun time, and it wasn't for me. And it didn't continue for too long, but it did take me a few years to really get the language right and to start communicating and making friends. And once that happened, it was so fun. I had a great childhood. It was a really fun experience, but in the beginning, it was definitely not easy. So that's my experience. Just in a very short and quick sum up of just a little bit of what I went through in elementary school. And the reason I bring this up is because my next song is going to be about that. I got the demo done with my brother, and we're going to run it by some of our teachers and mentors before we finish it up, polish it, and get it ready for release. But it's going to be a song about that experience. Last year I wrote a lot of happy songs, which I love writing about because they're so fun. But sometimes I think it's important to dig a little deeper and go to those places in my heart that I don't access very much. Like, I don't sit around on my normal days thinking about the fact that I was bullied as a child. Like, I don't do that. But I think sometimes it's important to channel those, and I think it's a good way to connect and heal with other people. So if you've ever been bullied or felt left out or loved someone or known someone that's been bullied, I think and I hope that you'll be able to resonate with this song. And I'd also love to hear about your experiences. I think it'll add a lot of depth to the lyrics that I've written, hopefully, and it'll give me a chance to get to know you better and connect with you on a more deeper personal level, because we can say we both went through that and we've come out of it looking sparkly and wonderful and stronger. And you know, I don't think bad experiences have to stay that way. I went through that, and I know that if I have kids one day, what I want to teach them and what kinds of values I would instill in them when they go to school, you know. I'd ask them to be kind to the child that doesn't seem to have friends, or the one that doesn't get asked to play, because that really hurts as a kid. So I feel like I can use those experiences for better, and today I'm using my experience for the better to, one, try and connect with you on a more personal level, but also by using it in my creative process and creating a song that can hopefully help come to an understanding, make you feel like you're not alone, and help some people heal, because we all need that sometimes. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll share more about the song as I go on. I'll share more about the song in the weeks to come. We are set to release it in late February. And again, if you've ever had a similar experience, please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to read about it, and I promise I'll get back to you. And yeah, I'll keep you in the loop, but have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.